Hey, what's up, everyone? So I wanted to tell you a quick story about a young man that I worked with a while ago. I'd say probably like 2009 before I got cancer, 2010, excuse me. And he was a young football player. Now he's doing great. But before, he wasn't doing so good. It was more of the psychology of sport. So he was doing a speed ladder drill and he kept screwing up. It was probably like the second or third box he kept botching. And those of you who know how to do a speed ladder, when you first started, it was kind of difficult to navigate your feet because your feet had to be so high, a little less than an inch off the ground at some points in order for you to get in and out the box as quick as possible. So I went in there and I said, so what's going on? Like, why do you feel like you keep screwing up that particular pattern? He's like, oh man, I have no idea. It's really bothering me. And so I watched him do it a couple of times, and sure enough, the second or third box, he kept screwing it up. So I said, this might sound a little crazy, but I'm going to try a visualization exercise with you. He's like, all right, what is that? I said, it's basically you're closing your eyes and you're imagining a certain scenario play out in your mind so that you can feel it inside of you going through whatever the issue or the state is that we're trying to elicit. So I had him sit down on the floor. The lights were kind of dark, so it was easy for him to close his eyes and kind of see it in his mind. And so I said, I want you to imagine that you're sitting in your room. Your eyes are closed right now, but you're sitting in your room, and it's so quiet you can hear the fan going boom, 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 boom. And you know that silence that's like whoom, 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 whoom. And you see a picture of Emmitt Smith on the wall, like a poster. He has that Heisman pose. He's carrying his football. And it's right above a desk that you do your homework in. And to the right side of the desk, there's a trash bin. Can you see it? And I can see his eyes moving around, like, when someone is really thinking and visualizing something. He says, yes, sir. I said, so now what you want to do is you want to see that poster of Emmitt Smith, and I want you to study that poster, the grass that he's on, the shoes that he's wearing, the cleats that he's wearing. Can you see it? He says, yeah. I said, can you see his eyes? He says, no, the eyes are covered because there was a visor on. So I want you to see Emmitt Smith. He puts down the ball and he turns and he looks at you. And he steps out of the poster, steps onto the desk, steps down on the floor from the desk. And he takes the ball from the poster off the turf and he gives it to you. He says, I want you to show me that speed ladder drill. Can you hear him say that? He says, yes, sir. I say, can you feel the ball in your hand? He says, yes, sir. So I said, I want you to stand up off the bed and I want you to look down at the speed ladder. But Emmitt Smith says, I want you to do this. I want you to stand here right behind me and I want you to watch me and study me going through the entire pattern. In, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, out. And he does it really, really slow. Just like that. Can you see it? He says, yes, sir. So I said, now what I want you to do is I want you to say to Emmitt Smith, I want you to show me in real time. Emmitt Smith says gladly, grabs the ball, and all the way through the speed ladder without screwing it up. So Emmitt Smith throws you the ball, says it's your turn. And he does it perfectly. Because it's in his mind. He's not going to screw it up. So Emmitt says, give me the ball, son, it's on. You do it. And he jumps back up onto the desk, he jumps back into the poster, and he's back in his Heisman Trophy pose. So I said, I want you to close your eyes. Or open your eyes, excuse me. I want you to open up your eyes, and I want you to show me exactly what Emmitt Smith just showed you to do. And I swear to y'all, he did not even flinch. He got up and he did the pattern It was exactly the same speed of the first 1 to 2 box that he did before he screwed it up on the second, third, or fourth box. But he did it the entire distance, the entire length of the speed ladder without screwing it up. He turned around at the very end of the speed ladder and he looked at me and was like, "What did you just do?" I didn't do anything. The thing is that we don't understand the power of the mind when it comes to sport and competition. Or in life, but I'm just talking about sport and competition. We underestimate the power of visualization. We underestimate the power of the brain being able to create a magnificent piece of art, which is our athletic ability, and allowing it to transfer and multiply on the field or on the court or whatever it is that you compete in. You have the ability, because your body doesn't know the difference between the imagination and the actual physical act of doing. So what he did is that he visualized, and his body already knew how to do the movements. His body knew how to do the movements because he was a running back. He knew exactly how to cut, change directions on a dime. But it was just that controlled system of in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out. He doesn't do that on the field, but he wanted to do that in a controlled environment, in a gym, on a speed ladder. So what he did is that he created the image in his mind, and he told his body that he was going through it, and then he actually activated all the neural patterns that made it possible for him to go from point A to point B flawlessly. When he opened his eyes, because he did it a couple of times in his mind, and he succeeded, he was able to execute it like that. What we do as human beings, we're jacked up that way. We make a mistake and we dwell on that particular mistake instead of using whatever it is that didn't work and changing course. Whatever you do, whatever you've done, if you do it over and over again and expect a different result, that's what? Insanity. If you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. Unless you change course, unless you change whatever it is that you keep screwing up on. So, visualization. I swear to you, you can make any mountain move in your sport and competition if you first believe that it's possible up there. You know what I'm saying? So, I know 8 minutes long, but I felt led to tell you that entire story and my kind of like analysis of it. So I pray you all are having a fabulous day, and God bless you. Hi.